and we are very excited to have tonight's first guest in the studio with us.
Yes, so we've been waiting a while for Efa Mackenzie to release some music, no pressure, but if you don't know her, she is a wonderful storyteller and creative and brings beautiful immersive pop experiences to theatre and music, and don't think I have enough time to list all her achievements, but has released 3 singles across from 2022 up until now, and yesterday we had a very exciting launch, and we're here to talk to Efa, who's in the studio with us right now. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's, like I said, been so exciting trying to get you in and get prepared to have a chat about you and your musical experience, which is very vast.
Yeah.
We're going to wind it right back a bit and maybe tap into some of your first musical memories. How did you sort of get into music? What are some of your first?
Oh, absolutely. So when I was about 12 years old, my mom gifted me a first generation iPad. So back in the day,
Cool.
and on the iPad, of course, you get GarageBand and other apps in there. And as a bored 12-year-old who was experimenting with lots of different things, I was very creative as a child, and so to find this app, I thought, oh, this is really fun, and just started playing with sounds, and eventually started writing poetry, and thought, oh, okay, I could mix the two together, and that's how my songwriting experience was born.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's such a inextricable, no, what's that? I can't think of the word. The link with poetry and music, it's just,
Absolutely.
fused forever. And so we briefly talked about your first release from your debut EP, which came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And it's a really interesting and deep sounding album, like lots of elements to it. Can you talk about what inspired this?
Absolutely. So I wrote most of these songs around December, January of this year. And my last song that I released was back in 2022, Never Learn. And there was a bit of a gap in between as I was finishing studies at WAPA and also just gaining life experience. But I thought when I went back home to visit my family in New South Wales, I thought, oh, I think it's time for me to write more songs and get more songs out there now that I've finished. And yeah, I approached one of my very good friends, Oliver Brunston, and my mentor, Philip Mark Anquinto, and we caught up together for coffee, and we thought, hey, let's write a song. Let's get into the studio and let's write a song. And I was sharing them some of the stories that I've had over the last few years catching up. And one in particular was, this experience, and this is what Playwright was about, how there was a night in November, a few of my girls and I went out just dancing, and we were having a great time until this one man came in. He and I made eye contact. No name was exchanged, no number, no contact details, no nothing, but just he held out his hand. I took the memo, and we just danced the night away, and I hope he's doing well to this day. I still don't know how he's doing. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so we went into the studio, we wrote this song, and we're like, hey, like let's write some more. And so yeah, in 4 days we wrote 4 songs and recorded those 4 songs, which are now in the EP. And I realized as I'm listening to all those songs that this is the kind of songs, like these are the kind of topics that I would be talking about with my closest friends. And so I thought, okay, maybe it's about time that I release something.
It's so cool because it gives us a really intriguing first track, but then it's the start of a whole story.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we'll get a bit more of a sneak peek into that.
Yes.
So the first release, Playwright, which we're going to catch in just a moment, is the night out that you just described.
Yes.
And that sparks a rumour.
Yes.
So the remaining 3 tracks on the EP, Chismis.
Mm-hmm.
What can you give us a little tip, like hint about where, what might be happening, or is it too early to tell? We want some Chismis on the
Oh,
airwaves,
of
right?
course. We can get in a little bit on Chismis. So the EP follows a narrative where, yes, Playwright is the first song off the track, and in the music video, there is a whole controversy that unfortunately the protagonist gets into. Then we follow with Almost, which is the second song on the track, which shows the impact of this newfound fame and virality that she gained from the first music video. And we see how that made an impact on her personal relationship, especially her romantic one. We then go to the third song, Baby I'm Back, which is where we get this invasion of privacy. The paparazzi is everywhere, twisted narratives, headlines all over the place, and she is she now lives this whole new life of fame and fortune. Then in the fourth song, Hola Chica, she regains her power by signing on to do a telenovela. So kind of her accepting this new chapter in her life and kind of
I love that.
Telenovela as well, love that.
Oh my
Of
god, I
course,
know.
yeah.
The best kind.
Yeah.
Definitely a big fan of that. So it's given us a taste of a lot more exciting music to get ready for. And you touched on the video and working with lots of different crew for that.
Absolutely, yes.
So I'm telling everyone to go out and have a watch and listen.
Yes,
to it.
please.
Yeah. But could you tell us a bit about putting that together and working with all those lovely people that you have?
It's definitely God's hand for sure. He's led me to the right people at the right places and at the right time. And so when it came down to creating this EP, I knew that this was very, very ambitious. With the narrative alone, that's already so out of this world, so out of pocket for a small town artist. And so to be pointed towards people who are so supportive and so encouraging, as well as people who are equally as crazy creative as I am. So to be able to share this project with everyone involved is just it's just such a blessing, a miracle really, that all these people came on board. So I'm very, very grateful.
Amazing. Yeah, so shout outs to all the crew who's worked on the video. And I believe you did the production, you worked with one producer, right? Was that who you mentioned before?
No, so I worked with 2 videographers. So we have Ryan Svirak from Good Boy Media and Xavier Jansen from Speed of Cheese Production. And those both men are amazing at their craft and have produced multiple short films. And yeah, to have them on board this project is just huge. And they're just great guys. They're amazing.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. It's good when you find good people to work with.
Yes.
So your creative work is super expansive. It goes across theatre, music, production. What brings those elements together for you personally, and what direction do you reckon you'll be heading in?
I guess they all work hand in hand, really. I grew up in a household where I was fully allowed to be as creative as possible, whether that is through painting, through drama, through music, through dance, through fashion, and so many other art forms. And so for me, they all kind of go hand in hand. And so as I progress in my career, that would be the same thing. However, I know that I would not be in that place without the strong support system that is my family, the Glen Innes community, everyone involved in the project, the crew, the actors, the dancers, everyone involved in making this EP happen. And so, I'm just very, very grateful and so excited to be talking about this. Yeah,
it's so good and really so accomplished as well. You know, a WAPA graduate in theatre, and I know you did the Women in Music Production Perth program, and you've already released music and now this new release. So, lots under your belt, but obviously lots to come as well.
Absolutely. Yes.
So exciting. One last question. I'm curious if you're going to tour or do any shows that we can come watch you.
Oh, I would love to. It's definitely on the cards. But yeah, I'll let the Lord take the wheel on that one. We'll see where that goes. But you know, I'm just very, very grateful and so excited that I get to share something so meaningful to me, and the privilege that I have to be able to have platforms like this where I can use this platform to share and to talk about what I love doing the most, which is just being a creative and performing artist.
Awesome. And so exciting for us and your future. So get over to the internet and go. Oh, actually, that's a good question. Where is the best way for people to find all your things?
Absolutely. So you can go on my Instagram page, which is Efa _Mackenzie, so MACKENZIE. There's also on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. You'll find me there.
And we'll link it all in the show notes as well, so
Yes.
people can find you a little bit easier if you're listening to tonight's interview. And
Yeah, cool.
like what Efa's saying, want to hear the track again as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Speaking of which, we're going to take it. This first track from the EP Chismis, which means gossip in Tagalong, a 4-track concept EP by yours truly, Efa Mackenzie, right here in the studio. We're going to take the first track, Play Right. Let's hear it. You're on RTRFM 92.1. Thanks so much for coming in. We really appreciate it, Efa.
No, thank you. Oh, this is so exciting.
Let's hear the track. Thank you.